Things are gonna get better now, but you're still a drunken slob. Things are gonna get better now.
Finally, huh?
Wish you still
I know what you're saying. It's like, holy shit, Scummalicious, how long is it going to take you today? Get your shit together, boy. Well, I did. It took me a little while for the Battle of the Bands. Had some information to go through. But as always, thank you for listening. Headbangers and Hooligans, finally rolling on a Tuesday. Jawbreaker versus the-descendents. I like both bands. And over the last couple of days, I've been really diving back in to the discography of both of these amazing groups, in my opinion. And going in my mind for some reason, just on the surface, thinking about the songs from each band, I was like, it's Jawbreaker, hands down for me. And I like both bands, but just thinking about a couple songs, mainly like Want and Accident Prone, Fireman, those three, they just really stuck in my mind because I like the song so much. But you know what? After sifting through the music, might have changed my mind. Maybe. Let's see. Let's just see what Scummalicious came up with here. Alright, we're going to start with the Descendents. The main lineup now, and remember they recorded an album last year, well, I'll pronounce it later. Anyway, Bill Stevenson on drums, of course, Milo Ackerman vocals, Carl Alvarez on bass, Stephen Edgerton on guitar. 1977 was the first year that this band formed. 1977. I would have been 6. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that right now. Manhattan Beach, California. Sorry. My goodness. Maybe I had a little too much caffeine. Having a few problems here in the beginning. 7 studio albums. Once again, I apologize. It's always a good idea to turn the phone off before recording. That's a memo to myself. Alright. Like I said, 7 studio albums, 3 live albums, 3 compilation albums, and 3 EPs. Now, for the purposes of this little battle, even though it's not little, I'm just going by the studio albums, and mainly the first 5 from the Descendents against the 4 from Jawbreaker. I kind of simplified it. So, let's start with it. The album, Milo Goes to College, from the Descendents. Frank Nevada was the guitarist, and Tony Lombardo was the bass. Stephen Edgerton and Carl Alvarez were not in the band yet. Listen, Milo Goes to College, Spin Magazine, number 74, best alternative albums of all time. That's what they rated it. Kerrang, number 33, best album ever. It didn't matter, alternative, rock, metal. Kerrang thinks it's the 33rd best album ever recorded. The one thing that stands out when you listen to this record, and I want to say, I believe it was 1982 when this came out. Apologize. The bass, the melodic bass lines from Tony Lombardo, and they maintain a rawness, but they can still somewhat play their instruments. They are the exact opposite of the Germs, in other words. And I know a lot of people wouldn't consider Milo this tremendous singer, but he sounds good for the music that they're playing. And isn't it nice to hear a song that you enjoy listening to? As I got older and older with the Germs, when I first heard the Germs, I was so fascinated with them. Wow, Darby Crash, just all the obnoxious shit he did on stage. Then as I got older, I realized he sucked. Okay? Seriously. But anyway, it's not about the Germs, it's about the Descendents. First song, My Age. Alone at night, she plans her game, correctly thinking that I'm in pain. Every night, it's all the same. She's been a fucking with my brain. She don't need no one. And, it is a glorious album. 15 songs, it clocks in at like 23 minutes. Second song, 43 seconds long. I want to be a bear. Do you want to get married? I don't want to smell your muff. And, yeah, the lyrics. And, trust me, I didn't forget the lyrics, but it was nice to revisit these albums, and I couldn't help but laugh listening to this album. It's so fun to listen to. Song 3, I'm Not a Loser. Why am I picking this song to talk about? Strung Out covered it on their album Prototypes and Painkillers. Do you have it? If you don't, you should go get it right now. I'm telling you. If you do not have that album from Strung Out, I am fucking pissed at you. But I'll let it slide. Just go buy it. Anyway, these lyrics, I'm telling you, amazing. Think my cock is just like my dirty shirt? Well, you can fuck off. Take a girl out, she won't fuck you. Just bought her a gram of coke. Spent your money on shitty coke. I'm not a loser. You're a fucking son of a bitch. You arrogant asshole. Your pants are too tight, you fucking homos. You suck. Mr. Buttfuck, you don't belong here. Go away, you fucking gay. I'm not a loser. Yeah. Strung Out's version's good. The Descendents version is good, obviously. They wrote it. Just those lyrics, man. In your face. Milo, basically not giving a fuck. Not politically correct, which is a good thing, especially when you're talking about a punk band. Catalina, song 8. Shoot it in your arm, you can't hurt me. I'm on my way to Catalina. Whores, you can't make me want it. And then later on he sings, I'll steal some gas, fix my motor, turn on my Beatles tape. Turn on my Beatles tape. That's what a lot of punk bands do, right? I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Then Suburban Home, song 9. In the reason I'm picking some of these songs just to show, I get it. A minute, 2 minute songs. What's so brilliant about it? That is the brilliance of it, and the fact that they were one of the first punk bands to add melody. It wasn't just about telling people to fuck off. The songs were catchy, right? And I know there were other bands at the time, but they were the first one to really infuse that melody with, the anger and the humor. I want to be stereotyped. I want to be classified. Suburban home. I don't want no hippie pad. I want a house just like mom and dad. And then the last song that I picked that I want to talk about is song 14, Bike Age, Face to Face. They covered that on Big Choice, and it's such a good song. Go get drunk, it's party time, take a Quaalude, relax your mind, relax your body too. And then the chorus, sitting here with your mouth full of beer, your eyes are glazed, your face is red. Who's gonna pick you up and take you home tonight? Not me. And not me. The last track, Gina's Dead, is pretty good too. It's catchy. And just revisiting that album, it is. What a debut album. And I guarantee at the time, the Descendents didn't know the legendary album that they were recording in their mind. They probably weren't. But you listen to it, yeah, it sounds like the year that it came out in the 80s, and that's a good thing. The rawness is there, that bass. Yeah, I really forgot how they recorded that bass, and it was such a big part of the songs, and you could hear it. Love that. Second album, 1985, I Don't Want to Grow Up. It's another good one. Song Pervert. Why did I pick this song? Well, of course, because the Bouncing Souls covered it. I'm Not Going to Let You Get Away, because I want to fuck you night and day. I want it all of the time. And then Rockstar. I like this one. Rockstar, poser, asshole, loser, satisfaction, recognition, leave me alone. You know, they just kind of shout those parts. Well, Milo does. And then No Fat Beaver, No FB, song 5. No Fat Beaver, can't stand her, Fat Beaver, and get your fucking FB out of my face. Yeah. I was giggling quite a bit listening to these songs. My World, song 8. Went to the punk rock show. Nobody that I know did go. People that can't get in, I have no use for them. And this this song, Silly Girl, I listened to it a few times because I read a review of this album, and the one reviewer, I can't remember what magazine she worked for, said that Silly Girl sounded kind of metal. And you know what? I listened to it. I don't know what the hell this bitch was talking about. I didn't get a metal vibe from it. I really didn't. Now, I will be talking about a song later that did. But I didn't get that. I didn't get that metal vibe. Christmas Vacation, the 12th song. Really like the bass and the guitar on that. You know, and can I say it? Well, I'm going to. They were good musicians. They were. They still are. These guys can play their instruments. I think, and we've come to find out, especially with NoFX and Rancid and on, it's okay that punk bands can, they can still play simpler songs, but also be good at playing their instruments. I think that's a good thing. Then we get the album Enjoy 1986, which a lot of people didn't like. It's got kind of got some not great reviews. I love this album. I do. Is it as good as I Don't Want to Grow Up and Milo Goes to College? No, but it's still a solid album. Enjoy. Lead track. Here's My Shoes, Enjoy. And Here's My Socks, Enjoy. Sniff My Ass While I Pass Gas. And I did review a couple of things online, or read a couple of reviews online, and they were saying, oh, how old are these guys? Grow up. You know, talking about the farting and making people smell stinky socks. That's part of it. The punk thing, right? It's okay. You can laugh a little. It's so ridiculous what some critics will attack. You know, it's okay to laugh. Not everything has to be serious, like Minor Threat. Second song, Wendy. Wendy Left Me Alone. I really love the nice palm mute riff. Definitely got that punk vibe from that guitar riff in that song. And I love Hurtin' Crew. Now the guitar riff in that sounds metal to me. And then the lyrics. 15 hippies drinking Coors, yelling at us to play Freebird. Hurtin' Crew, and they repeat that a lot, but that guitar riff, it absolutely devastates. I love it. And Days Are Blood, the last song, crazy. Well, it's next to the last song. Days are blood, no beginning, no end, bleeding like a fountain pen. Kind of a heavier song. And then the last song, can't remember the name of it, got a real weird title with a number. Just odd, like playing some music, but it's not really in any kind of form, structured at all. It just, I don't know, there's a lot of fuzz and distortion going. Kind of an odd way to end the album. And then we get to their fourth album, all 1987. That's when we get Carl Alvarez and Stephen Edgerton. And it starts off with Coolidge. Strong vocals, man. I think Milo this is the best that he sounds on any of the records vocally, to me. And it's got nice production. It loses a little bit of the raw edge to it, I think, but it's okay. It really is, because it still sounds punk. And that first song, Coolidge, Edgerton, really rips a solo. And when he enters the band, like he does add that dimension, that dude can play guitar. Alright, and being a guitarist myself, I respect that. Song 3, Van, kind of more intricate guitar work. Write stupid songs like this one. Haven't slept in days, but that's okay. You know, kind of getting that old Descendents vibe from that song. Clean Sheets. Really nice vocals on this one too. And nice backing vocals, you know. These sheets are turning and so are you. Really, really catchy chorus. And then they came out in 1996. Everything Sucks. Their first album in 9 years on Epitaph. Remember, they had 2 videos. I'm the one. I knew it all along. I'm the one. And the minute you heard that, you're like, okay, there's the Descendents. Fast, punky, but catchy. Catchy, with, you know, got the sing-along chorus. And When I Get Old. What will it be like when I get old? I still kiss my girlfriend and try to grab her ass. They had a video for that one too. I love that line. I still kiss my girlfriend and try to grab her ass. Now, they brought an album out in 2004, Cool to Be You. Didn't get, for me personally, wasn't really feeling that. 2016, Hyper, Caffeine, Spassinate. I thought that was a solid record. It was in my top 10 punk albums. I didn't think it was great, but pretty solid. I mean, especially for a band that had taken 12 years off. We've definitely heard a lot worse, without a doubt. Little break. Tea break. My goodness, does that sound pathetic. Tea break. How old am I again? Alright. So, the Descendents. What have we got? Well, for one thing, I like Milo's vocals. Once again, kind of unique. He ain't got the 8-octave voice. We don't want that. Terrific bass work on all their albums. And they infuse melody to punk riffs. And Bill Stevenson's a hell of a drummer. Can we say somewhat technical? So, a punk band that can tell you to fuck off, but still play their instruments. Nothing wrong with that. Jawbreaker. Year 1986. Out of California as well. We got Blake Schwarzenbach, guitar, vocals, Chris Bauermeister on bass, Adam Fahler on drums. Now, they are back together and have played some shows. I don't know if they're going to be recording a new album, I imagine. I just guess I hadn't been paying attention, but I mean, this would have been kind of big news if I'd not had my head up my ass. But they have been playing again, which is a good thing. So hopefully we get some new music pretty soon. Now, with them, 4 studio albums. We had Unfun in 1990, Bayou Vac in 92, 24-Hour Revenge Therapy in 94, Dear You in 95. Alright. I'm doing reverse when it comes to, well, not reverse, but I am starting with Dear You. I love this album. And I know a lot of hardcore fans hate it. That was the one, oh, they sold out. And they signed the $1 million contract, record deal. And a lot of the fans hated it. It was slick production, and you know, the vocals sounded overproduced, and I didn't get that. Not me. Did it sound a little better than the 3 previous albums? Yes. Why is that such a bad thing? that whole, sometimes that whole fucking punk thing just pisses me off. Huge punk fan, you know that. But just because a band wants to sound good, what's wrong with that? And $1 million ain't shit when you think about it. I mean, Aerosmith made that in what, 2 weeks? You know? Joe Perry gets to stand out in the fields in the middle of nowhere and play fucking guitar solos. I mean, it's okay that one of the bands that we love makes a little bit of money, right? So, Dear You starts with Save Your Generation. I love this song. I have a present. It is the present. And then kicks in. Get that cool palm mute riff that we love, right? Which is a signature of a lot of punk bands. The chorus. You can save yourself. You can save us all. Da-na-na-na. Just, it's an awesome song. It's a great chorus. You're going to sing that over and over. And then Fireman. The video. Song 3. It's interesting because that lead guitar, you know, he kind of plays some odd chords there. And, you know, when the main rhythm plays some open chords and then it kicks into a palm mute riff. But that chorus, when they hit the chorus, oh, it's sweet ear candy. If you could hear my dreams, my dear, they would give you nightmares for a week. I love that song. It's so unique, and you know, the video's kind of stupid, but most videos were, especially in '95 when all the alternative shit was taken off. And I love the next song too, Accident Prone. You know, it's kind of a slow progressor. Once again, you know, he uses the clean open chords, and then he hits the distortion. What's the closest you can come to an almost total wreck? I keep a room at the hospital, scratch my accidents into the wall. And it's like you say those words, and when you read them, you're like, what? But it is catchy, it's unique, and I just love this album. I really do. I guess I can understand why some hardcore fans hate it. I just don't think there's nothing wrong with hearing the band that you love get recognized for being a good band. That's what happened. A major record label said, wow, these guys are talented. People like listening to them. Let's give them a little money and see how good they sound now. I don't understand. Anyway, song 6, Oyster. I love the bass guitar on this. I love the riff. The world is an oyster locked in a shell. You like the taste of it, can't take the smell. Love that line. What song isn't catchy on this album? That's what I should be saying, because they're all good. I like the song Jet Black. I don't get too high these days. Jet black and stone cold. And it's not like real fast. It's just kind of a mid-tempo. Well, actually, it's kind of slower. But it's okay. You know, that's another thing too with punk. You don't always have to go 100 miles an hour to sound good either. And then Basilica, song 12. Yeah, you know, I love the neighbor's motorcycle. Give me some of that. Yeah, that's how we roll here in Iowa. Anyway, Basilica. There's an angel on you, and I'm talking about the chorus here. And when he says these lines, he lets the chords ring out on the guitar, and it just, I don't know, just adds something to the song. I don't want to say heaviness, but kind of feel the words here. And I don't care if the words sound cheesy. They work with the music. There's an angel on you, leaning down to kiss your cheek, and then the chords kind of ring out. It's a nice effect on the song. It makes it more powerful. There we go. That sounds good. Alright, then there's an unlisted track on there, and it's an acoustic, which is a nice change of pace. And I love these lyrics. You can't sell me incense. My world is good enough to eat. And then later on he says, crazy people aren't so fucking boring. That's true. Crazy people are entertaining, right? That's why some people go to Walmart, so they can people watch. Does anybody else do that? No? Boy, I really need to get a fucking life, huh? Alright. Now I'm going back to Unfun, the debut album. And I'm only going to talk about one song off this album. Lead track. Been staring for 100 hours, run down a spiral drain, keep mouth clamped tight, and it isn't right. 3 words keep running around my mind, but my tongue is hard to find. I need to let it go because I know it's what a great fucking song. The first song we've ever heard, we ever heard from this band. That's how you kick off your career, is a song. Want. How many bands have we heard that have covered this song? And I gotta tell you, I didn't like Lagwagon's version of this song. I just didn't. This is just one of them songs. Hey, it's Jawbreakers. I don't know why, and I love Lagwagon and Joey Cape. I don't know. I just didn't care for their version. It's okay though. It doesn't mean that I think they should stop being a band because I didn't like the cover of their song of Want. I want you. It's just a great song. That's all I can say. And I do like the debut album, and I notice it kind of after Dear You, it's just the vibes I get. A lot of the hardcore fans, they're like, it's okay. Then we get Bayou Vac, 1992, and I don't know if anybody remembers the cover. It's really fucked up. They got the chick with the rabbit head. It's a rabbit head, and then boobies, and it's a colored picture. But tell you what, if I was outside and I came across a rabbit with them kind of boobies, I'm into bestiality all of a sudden. Oh, come here, little rabbit. I really like you. That's kind of fucked up to be talking about having sex with a rabbit. I know, I need to focus. It's late. This is late for me doing this show today. Alright. Chesterfield King. That's like, you stood in a room and laughed out loud. And towards this song, 2 of my favorite bands covered this. Nerf Herder, Face to Face. I liked both versions. I still think I prefer Jawbreaker. But I mean, Face to Face and Nerf Herder, they weren't terrible. If some of these songs are covered by that Punk Goes whatever, or any of these newer punk bands that do covers, I don't know, because you already know I don't listen to any of that shit. I don't listen to pop bands that pretend to be punk that do cover songs. It's fucking atrocious. Alright. Peel It, Fuck Down. That's the other song. And I like the verse on this part of the song. The AFX is broken. God damn that closet door. Every night it's war. War. Who will get there first? Who will get there first? Me, motherfucker. Me. Alright. And then 1994, the album before we got Dear You, their last 24-hour Revenge Therapy, the last album they did when they were still a punk band before they blew up and left all the little people behind. This is some of the shit I read. Oh, this is when Jawbreaker decided they were too fucking good for everybody. Oh, heaven forbid a band that we love make a little money. So fucking stupid. It really is. First song, The Boat Dreams from the Hill. Right? Good song. Boxcar. Dun, 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 dun. That rhythm guitar. I mean, that sticks in your head. I love Do You Still Hate Me? The 8th song on there. I love the guitar on that. It's just pretty infectious. And he says, been hearing about you, all about your disapproval. Still I remember the way I used to move you, and you know the chorus. I call you, do you still hate me? Are we talking? Are we fighting? Is it over? And like, no. Well, maybe she did. Blake, maybe she did say, it's over. And so that's Jawbreaker. The thing with them, 3-piece, you know, and same guys, never had any lineup changes. And like I said, before I started this, you know, thinking about the bands, I'm like, oh, it's Jawbreaker, hands down. But after listening to these, and I'm going by those 5 albums from the Descendents and the 4 from Jawbreaker, just by a hair, you know, because I got to pick a band. We ain't doing a draw. It's the Descendents. I am just a little bit. They are both great bands. And this is funny. You'll probably laugh at this. I'm going with the Descendents because I like the way that they kind of stuck with the rawness. And here you go. You're like, okay, you just bitched about people bitching about Jawbreaker losing their rawness. No, I did. But the thing about it with the Descendants, they got a little better with each album, playing their instruments, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. And it doesn't feel forced. Just over time, they got better and tighter as a band, and I know that they replaced a couple guys, and Steven Edgerton, hell of a guitarist, and I knew that anyway. And just Milo, those vocals, I love his vocal style, and just that. Catchy songs, but he's still telling you to go fuck yourself. I guess that's what it comes down to. But both bands, I love all their music. You can't go wrong with either one. But yeah, I'm going with the Descendants, and so what I'll do next week, if there ain't an album review, I'll put the Descendants against somebody else. There you go. Descendants. This week winner, Battle of the Band. Alright. Didn't know if I was going to get through that one. Alright, you know I do this. Take it easy, and if it's easy, take it twice. I'm out.